Episod ini ditajakan khas oleh Your Reno Works. Korang nak renovate rumah, baik HDB, kondo, landed ataupun industrial, dorang pasti boleh bikin. Your Reno Works juga adalah HDB License Renovation Contractor. Listeners Repeat Podcast boleh mendapat diskaun sebanyak 10% off hacking dan painting services kalau korang menggunakan promo code REBUILD. Follow dorang di social media Your Reno Works atau WhatsApp dorang di 83837879. Your Reno Works can be trusted. And now let's listen to some rebuild stories. What is good guys and welcome back to Rebuild Podcast with me Hassan Rahman and kita masih bersama Billy. So Billy, tadi kita tengah cerita di mana kau dah masuk NS. So tak jadi masuk NS kena exempted. Then kau cakap kau makin teruk.
Yes.
Kenapa tu? Makin apa tadi? Dekat lagi sikit.
Okay. So apa tu, lepas after that makin lebih pergi club apa semua kan. But when I go club, pandai-pandai cover lah. Balik rumah mesti kira ada excuse lah, kira pasal tak nak mak bapak macam kira disappointed apa semua kan. Cakap kerja Grab malaman. Yeah. So when I start go to more clubs, I started to get into more fights lah. So when there was one story that I fought, one of my video I did on TikTok lah.
Okay.
I used the narrative that last time I fought in Batam. Now I fight professionally in a club in Batam. So one of the story behind that was biasa pergi club dengan members.
Memang pergi club kat Batam ni?
Okay. Club kat Batam. Pergi club kat Batam. Terus dah mabuk rabak. Then after that, tengah nak exit club. Terus kirakan terlanggar orang. Dia tolak. Terus dah start bertumbuk semua. Dah macam kira dah brawl kat dalam club lah. Dah brawl kat dalam club. Terus apa tu, security dah bawa kita keluar. So dia bawa me keluar first lah. Dia bawa keluar first, suruh duduk. Habis lagi satu, dia yang orang yang I gaduh dengan, dia bawa next lah. Dia baru bawa keluar. Dia datang terus lari tojang muka dah. Bibir dah pecah semua apa semua. Habis security cakap caw kira polis nak datang kan. Habis semua mabuk-mabuk bawa motor 3-4 biji motor lah. Habis semua dah mabuk, dah bawa motor macam gitu lah. Dah rabak gila. Bawa motor dah sampai kat ni lah, kita punya tempat. Habis dapat tahu when I left Batam, terus dia orang cakap my friends there in Batam say, oh banyak orang tengah cari kau lah, ada tattoo kat leher. Budak kecil tattoo kat leher. So yeah, that was one of the story that I use as a narrative lah. But so some other stories also gaduh, brawl semua kat Singapore pun ada.
But punca korang bergaduh ni, is it because you guys are drunk or is it because of gang related, atau like people go to clubs to enjoy themselves, right? But why you go to clubs and fight?
So bila mostly part of it was drunk. Okay, the first altercation always is normal altercation, macam gaduh. Habis terus satu start pok baju, lepas tu dah start jadi baju punya hal. So that's where things escalate lah.
Yep.
Then lepas tu the next day, sini call sana, nak settle ni barang apa semua kan. So one of the time was kira kita sikit lah, dalam 5 orang. Habis gaduh dengan like belasan.
Okay.
Habis dah gaduh dengan belasan tu, okay lah, I thought I was doing well for myself lah kira. Habis terus kena pijak kat muka apa semua. Last fikir balik lah, not doing well lah. Fikir doing well tapi actually not doing well.
Okay.
Kena pijak kat muka, kena tendang semua apa semua kan.
Dekat club tu juga gaduh?
Kat luar.
Okay.
Kat luar. Habis terus dah kena tojang semua apa kan. Terus balik call nak tolong lah ni apa semua.
Nak return lah kira.
But that was when I realised when actually baju not nobody is going to help you lah. Not all your brothers considered will help you lah.
Yeah.
Call tak cakap tak apa lah, esok. Padahal benda tengah ongoing.
Yeah.
So that's where I felt asal macam gini Padahal aku selalu turun untuk korang apa semua. Anything I always help you guys. That's the point of my life where I think baju memang sometimes it's not, they call the brotherhood is not there lah.
Yeah.
Because cik pakai baju pun partly of it was to feel a sense of belonging nak brotherhood. But sometimes when things are needed kira bila part penting tak ada. Yeah. So that's when I realise this thing. Then lepas tu dah start tone down sikit.
Okay.
Pasal fikir alamak ni apa pasal macam gini. Padahal banyak tolong dorang juga, macam turun-turun sekali gitu kan.
So bila dorang ada hal, kau akan turun.
Yeah.
Tapi bila part kau punya hal, dorang tak turun.
Yes, that's where I realise something not right
Yep.
Yeah.
So
after that I start to tone down. That's where I found Muay Thai kira. At first.
How do you find Muay Thai actually?
Okay, first macam kira kan time nak keluar baju.
Okay.
Pasal dorang macam gini kan.
Yeah.
Nak keluar baju punya time. Dah start call nanti tai kuat apa barang kan. So macam stress lah. Ni macam mana aku pun nak kira nak formkan diri lah. Pasal aku tak for me it's not a good macam kira kan tak nak kena rimbat free buat apa. So I also want, in my mind I was trying to fight back
Oh, pasal kau tahu kalau kau nak keluar daripada baju, kau akan kena tai kuat.
Yes.
Okay.
So bila that time was itu time lah yang start Muay Thai, start my, at first I macam try satu gym ni.
Okay.
Nama dia PFG Muay Thai. That's where I started showing up every day. Macam kira just train. In case maybe satu hari ni memang diorang akan jumpa aku tai kuat kan. So that was my mindset at first.
Tapi memang kau dah make the decision to go out from the gang.
Yes.
You have already made the decision. Okay.
Yes.
And kau dah bilang dorang
Dah.
Okay.
Tapi macam bilang macam busted punya bilang kira.
Maksudnya?
Macam kira bukan at first aku cakap kira nak keluar pasal apa family, financial apa semua. Tapi actually not the true reason Last terus dah kat phone dah macam gaduh-gaduh cakap tak orang tak turun untuk aku ni semua. Bilang dong the real reason kira. That's where ni jadi
faham.
Yeah. So
tu yang kau pergi to Muay Thai to
correct.
get to macam train yourself up lah.
Kira kan macam gitu macam nonsense it's nonsense
I mean to me like it makes sense because of course you need to protect yourself because knowing your size and kau tahu yang orang macam gini dorang akan berani ramai. But to protect yourself taking up these skills, and cuma apa yang why I find it that it's interesting, which is apa yang kau buat tu bagus, because from a lot of people that I know sama juga story, whereas dorang join gang habis dah tak ada hati, bila ada hal dia turun, tapi part hal dia kawan-kawan tak turun. But some of them they can choose to quit the gang, but some of them choose to join another gang. Tapi untuk kau tak join another gang, kau choose to really come out from this life and have Muay Thai as your focus right now. So which is very good lah. And kau masuk Muay Thai pun bukan for fun. Kau really pursue it, right?
Yes.
So maybe you can share with us your journey bila kau nak masuk Muay Thai ni. First thing is your parents. What is your parents' take bila kau nak join Muay Thai?
Actually my parents don't support me in Muay Thai. Pasal memang my parents are very religious. So tunjuk badan. So they are not fan of it So kirakan all my fights they have never even came down to support kira.
Okay.
That is quite demotivating sometimes. Tengok lain punya fighter mak bapak semua sorak untuk dorang kan. Macam then me tak ada orang pun macam tak apa It's like the grind kirakan. Maybe one day they will understand what I'm doing is actually good
Tapi what made you decided that you want to pursue this further? At what moment tu?
Okay, when apa tu, my first fight basically that was the turning point
Okay.
So for me, I never listen to, macam kira susah nak dengar kata orang kira selalu macam degil. Habis terus macam my coach ni suruh ni marah, I can listen. So I think macam, but he is trying to better me kira. So I accept all the teguran ke, dia marah ke, dia maki macam mana pun, I still accept. Even though I know myself macam mana kau boleh maki aku pun ni nak fight balik kira apa dia cakap. Tapi pasal yalah, I could listen to my coach. So the first time I prepared for my fight was 1 month before the real fight camp So kirakan everyday running, then training 3 to 4 hours every day. So lepas tu when the fight day itself, dah fight kan, rasa syok gila.
Kenapa?
Rasa lain. Dia kira dia punya difference to fight outside and fight in the ring, the accomplishment is very different. Rasa macam cakap you feel very fulfilling
Yeah.
Feel very fulfilled. Because kau fight kat luar, my mind was that dah start tukar dia punya fikiran. Fight kat luar dapat apa? Kena tangkap polis. Habis kena duduk dalam. Then apa, wasted time all. Then for what? Kalau fight kat dalam ring, naik nama. Apa, boleh dapat duit. Boleh apa, boleh better yourself. Makin fit, makin apa semua. So my mindset was lebih baik kira yong kat atas ring daripada yong kat luar. For me at that time, my mindset was shifting So after my first fight, wah, I feel like shock. I want to pursue this.
So what was the ni? Menang ke atau kalah?
Menang, Alhamdulillah.
Oh, menang.
Alhamdulillah menang.
Okay.
Lepas tu kira the next week terus dah start training balik. Pasal macam dah shock sangat kan. Start training every day, train. Tak stop. Until now I also have never took like a long break from training kira paling banyak pun seminggu. Tapi yalah, if I see a lot of kids kat TikTok my age or a bit younger, orang post shadow boxing apa semua kat dalam TikTok kan. For me, I can see the potential but why not you guys just try to join a gym one time. You will feel that it's really different. Once you are in the ring, you will feel very different. It's very different. You feel very fulfilled and everything. I always see a lot of kids on TikTok diorang shadow boxing, nampak form, nampak macam apa, ada dia punya potential nampak dia punya potential, tapi macam wasted. Pasal diorang tak betul-betul pursue kan. So if they pursue, I think it will be life changing for them maybe put aside maybe training berapa at first, 200 satu bulan. That's some of the sacrifice you need to make to at least pursue this thing but in the long run you will kira be a very changed man. Rasa macam this thing is the best. I don't want to fight outside lagi apa semua kan.
Because not everyone that join martial art ni nak kena pursue into a full-time boxer ke Muay Thai fighter ke. It is also more into health, more into fitness. It is also more into discipline sebenarnya.
Yes, understand.
And so far, what are the accomplishments that you have received sepanjang ni into Muay Thai?
Okay, so far I'm undefeated 6-0 but so far I never lost yet tapi but my mindset always if lose or win doesn't matter kira. Pasal the only thing that matters is that you have trained your hardest. If you never train your hardest and you win, you also feel like macam senang
So you're 6-0 sekarang. Maksudnya tak pernah kalah.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay.
InsyaAllah next week 7-0. Amin.
Next week ada fight lagi.
Next week ada fight lagi.
Okay. What's your category?
My weight category pernah fight 61, 59, 53, 57. So this 4 weight class pernah main.
Okay.
So kirakan For now I'm most comfortable at 53 lah kira. Pasal kalau 61, 59 jumpa gala-gala kira
Oh.
tinggi nak mampus sebenarnya.
Tapi what do you really want to achieve dalam journey Muay Thai ni? Apa yang macam betul-betul nak dapat, kira macam betul-betul happy lah?
Of course making fighting my living of course. But now of course the grind right now is income lah. Income is the most important thing So right now alhamdulillah I'm just sponsored by my gym. So kira monthly apa semua tak payah bayar training. Then of course day to day punya expenses apa semua kan. Some days in fight camp kadang nak balik rumah pun tak boleh, duit EZ-Link tak cukup. So kira kan some days that's the grind lah. Kira makan tak boleh beli makanan apa semua pasal hari-hari train. So now because apa kira kan, so now I train in the morning and at night. So morning 7 to 10. After that ada break kan. Antara the next training I work Panda. Work Panda. After that 6 PM patah balik training sampai pukul 9-10 itu. So actually that's being a kirakan full-time fighter in Singapore is not realistic unless you have sponsors or kirakan macam cakap yalah kirakan supportive parents lah kira for example lah gitu. Yeah.
Tapi sorry. So jadi in terms of accomplishment, of course yalah, you need to be financially stable as well, right? Because a lot of sacrifices has been made just to focus on your career. But in terms of accomplishment, do you ever thought of representing Singapore ke atau you know?
Of course ada tu ni tapi haven't yet get the opportunity so far. So if want to represent Singapore is always the like for example SEA Games apa semua kan, IFMA. So I don't think I'm at that level yet Pasal orang yang quite good cakap gitu
Okay, currently right now Muay Thai is your main focus.
Yes.
Can I ask you, if let's say satu hari touch wood lah maksudnya sekiranya selisih lah, kalau you are injured, you are no longer able to fight, what will be your alternative?
Of course I have like not so called a very structured plan Basically the plan is to be a coach or a part-time kira PT basically. Because actually PT can earn quite a lot in this industry maybe $50 1 hour, to the higher end of the range is like 100-150 per hour. That can actually cover like for example 1 month boleh dapat 4,000. Something like that. That is my plan Of course I'm building towards that I'm building towards that. My main focus right now is of course I want to fight more to build my resume. So people want to inquire me as their own PT. So that's my plan
Which is very good Okay, tapi sekarang kau dah Muay Thai. Kau go to the ring legally. Sekarang let's talk about outside. What if outside orang trigger kau, orang cari pasal dengan kau? How do you control yourself?
Right now kalau outside is very different for me now Orang stare atas bawah, I look down because I know it's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. Kau gaduh, habis terus terduduk. Then after that wasted time. No income, no nothing. Habis mak bapak kat rumah gitu je. Then for what? For me lebih baik I look like boy Okay lah, tak apa jadi boy. Tak apa, tengok bawah, okay tak apa. Yang penting I don't get into unnecessary punya
trouble lah.
Unnecessary trouble.
Tapi boleh katakan sekarang ni kau boleh really control yourself better.
Yes, correct.
Can I say that is it because of Muay Thai helps you a lot in this?
Yes, correct. Muay Thai gives you that macam cakap that cool heart. Dalam Thai orang panggil Jaisu. Kira macam cakap is a cool heart. Kira relax. Always relax. Because kalau in the ring kau kena tumbuk berapa banyak kali pun, kalau kau tak ikut game plan, last pun kau akan rabak Kalau kau kena tumbuk sekali geram, terus lari daripada game plan, terus kalah. And for what? So basically that is one of the main things Muay Thai give me is that cool heart, and of course discipline last time I won't see myself waking up 6 AM to go for a run at 7. After that training 2-3 more hours. After that work, then train again.
Yeah.
I won't see myself doing that. But now because I love this sport so much that I'm willing to sacrifice all my time and maybe extra income
Yeah.
to achieve that lah. Yeah.
Tapi from what I can see, kau dapat achieve banyak benda in terms of kau punya the interest kau ni, passion kau
Yes.
dekat Muay Thai ni semua. Tapi satu benda yang aku rasa banyak yang kau kena work on is the relationship with your parents.
Yes, correct.
What's your plan to working towards making the relationship better? Although yes, Muay Thai kau dah dapat achieve banyak, but with your parents too, what are you gonna do? Like, what you intend to do to make the relationship better with them?
Right now I'm trying to like step by step lah, kira start adakan lebih diri kat rumah. Daripada asyik balik lambat malam, kirakan mak bapak tak tahu apa kita tengah bikin. Right now my mom knows lah. I'm outside. I'm of course training or working only.
Yep.
No, I'm not going out to clubs anymore. I've stopped drinking for a long time already. So she knows that, at least she knows that her son is actually not doing bad things lah. Yeah. Right now I trying to be more at home, maybe talk to them a bit more lah. But of course sometimes it's a bit hard lah. Yeah. But I'm trying to improve myself in that lah, kira. Yeah.
And also, you have any advice for those kids out there, be it your age, younger than you? Do you have any advice for them in terms of controlling themselves, their anger management, their anger issue? Do you think that going to the streets, fighting illegally is the solution? Atau what are your advice for them?
Okay. For me, my advice is, I'm not somebody to give advice but maybe I lose something already, so maybe I make a lot of mistakes, so maybe I can try to advise a bit lah. So I think the way to control anger is to think properly every time, even though you act on the spur of the moment but you need to think carefully and properly in the long run, what's going to happen to your future and everything. So for me, when I have like this anger management issues, I transition to Muay Thai. So I think it's for young kids out there, I think it's good to at least go to if you think you like to fight or you want to fight, don't care it's legally or illegally. If you want to fight illegally, if you join a gym, you will completely change your mindset. So basically I think, try to join a gym lah. Yeah, for any like all those kids out there yang like me basically they will completely change your life hopefully can also better your life also. Yeah.
Tapi banyak juga yang kita boleh belajar daripada cerita Billy ni. Satu yang aku suka is because of gangs because I mean, being in a gang before, like I said, dalam baju ni, dia ada come to a certain point where kau dah rasa macam waste time Macam dah waste time, and sometimes you need that courage to tell them that you do not want to be in the gang anymore. But of course untuk Billy, dia smart Dia tahu dia kena tai kuat ke apa. Dia dah start to cari backup, dia belajar dia punya Muay Thai dia, and eventually that Muay Thai tu menjadi satu career yang dia nak pursue. So I think it is also important for you guys to make decisions properly lah, because macam tadi apa yang Billy cakap, when you at the spur of the moment, kau boleh make wrong decisions and it can end you up in the places that you're not supposed to be. So we have come to the end of the episode. Thank you so much, Billy, for sharing your stories dengan kita. It's quite interesting to understand that at a very young age you went through anger issues and how you managed to counter that and transition it to Muay Thai, which is not a lot of people akan buat, but we know that you can. Antara kau nak tak nak aje, kau boleh buat. Speak to someone, find someone. Tak semua orang akan faham kau punya passion. If no one will understand you, you just have to find it out there. You have to find it on your own. Jangan mengharapkan orang. Yes, some people may not have supportive parents, but I think slowly as day goes by, InsyaAllah your parents will start to accept you, and the bonding and relationship will tend to get better lah. Provide as long as kau tak buat benda merepek, kau tak buat benda yang melanggar hukum agama in terms of minum ni semua, I think it should be fine. So with that guys, episod ini terjakan khas oleh Your Reno Works. Kalau korang nak renovate rumah, korang boleh je hubungi diorang di 83837879. Dan jangan lupa juga pakai kita punya promo code REBUILD untuk mendapatkan 10% hacking dan painting services. So kita akan jumpa korang lagi in the next episode, and with that, settle.